So I'm going to teach you in this video exactly how to stop impulse purchasing or compulsive behavior or binge eating, or have more patience with people even though you want to write that nasty email and let them know how you really feel, and you're like, no, the best part of you knows that you shouldn't do those behaviors, and you're resisting those behaviors because in the future they will pay off. That's delayed gratification. But it's hard to do, right? It's easier said than done. And a lot of us look towards getting more motivation. Like, I feel unmotivated, I need more motivation, I need more willpower to succeed in this. I'm going to show you how to do this without the willpower motivation, but just by having a little bit of awareness. So play with me full bore here, okay? I want you to think of the thing you've been resisting. Think of your favorite dessert. Right now, just think of the thing that you're like, oh man, that would be so tasty. So like mine's apple crisp, right? I'm like, oh, I love apple crisp, right? But when I'm trying to cut out sugar, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, God, I want that apple crisp so damn bad. And it's like tough, and I'm resisting it a lot, and I'm feeling that like, that's like struggle. I'm like, no, come on, stay disciplined, Justin, come on, stay disciplined, right? Or let's think of like impulse purchasing, right? You're like, oh, I really want this thing, it's on sale right now. Oh, it's never gonna be on sale again. And you're watching your brain do all those rationalizations, like, well, you've been good, you've been working hard, you deserve it. Like all these things, and you're like, whoa, just watch how your brain talks to you. Watch how your mind really just warps what's okay, right? Watch how you do this. And if you watch the rationalizations, if you can actually see your brain coming up with things, and we know what we should do, and we just watch how our brains will get us there. We watch like, well, you've been doing so well. You didn't have anything to eat all day. You didn't have any sugar all day. So I say, go ahead and you have that piece. Have that piece of cake right there, right? You watch how your brain will actually rationalize this, or you watch how you're just like, you know what, like, let's take relationships, for example, right? Or like someone's pissed you off and you really want to tell them like how you feel, right? And you're just like, if you don't tell them, they're not going to learn. I mean, it's up to you to correct it, right? Like you watch how your brain rationalizes you to doing the impulse or compulsive thing. Now, I'm going to show you something, okay? If we take that thing that we're resisting, so think of it, whatever it is for you, right? And we allow ourselves to have it. We say, okay, you know what? Today, I'm allowed to do it. I'm allowed to be a dick. I'm allowed to tell that person how I really feel. Or I'm allowed to go and make that impulse purchase. Or I'm allowed, tonight I'm gonna go and I'm gonna binge eat. I'm gonna go to my favorite fast food place, right? I'm gonna go to my favorite restaurant ever, and I'm gonna have that super unhealthy thing, right? Feel it right now, get excited over it. Plan it in your mind, be like, when are you gonna do it? Think about when you're gonna do it, okay? Now, you probably feel pretty good, right? Well, that moment where you kind of give in, like you're thinking to yourself, like you're resisting that stuff, and then you're like, I'm gonna do it, and you give in and you just allow yourself to have it, and then immediately you feel good. Immediately you get that sensation of like, oh, okay, all right, I've accepted the guilt, I've accepted I'm messing up here, shouldn't do it, but you feel good, right? Well, then you go ahead and you do it, and you binge eat, or you impulse purchase, or you send off that email, and while you're doing it, it's okay, it's fine, but then immediately after you're like, oh God, and you feel the guilt and you feel the shame, you're just like, I shouldn't have done it. Oh well, I guess I'll better try next time, right? Whatever rationalization you have. Well, let's actually break this down. If you look, the moment when you were the happiest is when you stopped resisting. When you just gave into it and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm okay, I'm going to the fast food place, and you're driving there and you're like, oh, it's gonna be so good, right? And you're just thinking these sort of things, right? Or when you're like going to the mall, you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be pretty sweet, I can't wait to try it on. You're like, oh man, this looks cool. When you're happiest is actually completely before you're actually experiencing the thing. Before you experience the purchase, before you're actually having that conversation, before you're even eating the thing. Your happiness is happening before you have the stimulus. This is very important. Pay attention here. It's not the things that are making you happy. It's the feelings you think those things will give you. It's the emotions that you've associated, the emotions that you've attached to those things. See, if you think of something that you don't want to do, again, you're going to have another reaction. But it's not that those things are actually things. It's not that the fast food's actually making you happy. It's your lack of resistance to it. That's what's making you happy. It's the fact that it's not the food itself or the purchase itself or the email itself that's making you happy. You're making you happy. It's just a trick we're playing. And if you can recognize that this is what you're doing, if you can recognize that this is what's going on in your mind, you can start to break down what it is that you actually want. See, what you're craving isn't the thing. What you're craving is the thing and the emotions that come with it. You're craving the emotions, and you think that thing is going to give you those emotions. But if we can become aware of the emotions we think that thing's going to give us, we can find better ways to meet those emotional needs. So say, for example, when you're like, oh man, I want that fast food thing, I want that binge eating thing. Well, you probably notice that you're probably in a low mood. You probably had a hard day at work. You probably got in a fight with someone. You probably feel stressed or whatever it is. You're in a low mood. And so what you're craving is to feel in a good mood. And you're going after the fast food because you think it's gonna make you feel good, right? So we know what the emotional code is. We know what we're trying to get. Now, if you can find better ways to make yourself feel good, we know how to do this, right? We know, put on some good piece of music, start moving around, start jumping around, force your physiology to smile, right? Go and talk to a friend, go and joke around with people, do other things that aren't that thing you're trying to resist, right? Have that emotional code figured out. If you can figure out what you're trying to achieve emotionally, you don't have to, just go for the fast food or the impulse purchase or the conflict, if you will, the drama. You can figure out what you actually want and find better ways to meet that need. And if you do this, and you can start to habituate it, if you can actually take this information I'm giving you right now and apply it into your life, you'll notice that you're able to meet your needs more effectively. You're able to delay gratification without more effort or willpower, because you'll have the awareness. Next time you look at something and you're like, oh, do I want that? You'd be like, no, what am I really craving right now? Well, I'm craving, I feel like I need significance. I want that feeling of new and fresh, right? That variety, right? Or, and so you're like, how do I get variety? What can I do that's new and fresh? How can I push my comfort zone? Think of these things, right? What can I do to, that's gonna give me that sense of uncertainty, variety? Or we can think of, for the food, you're like, what is that food gonna make me do? It's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna make me feel happy again. So what else makes me happy? That's not the food. We have to become aware of this. I know I'm just saying this stuff, but if you can actually take what I'm saying and apply it in your life, you're gonna find more effective ways to battle your addictions or compulsive behaviors. This is really how you should be doing delayed gratification, because if you take the willpower approach, you're just gonna burn yourself out. The whole process is gonna be miserable, right? It's like, oh, I'm eating broccoli and rice and chicken every damn day. And you're gonna burn yourself out. And you can do it. A lot of people have insane willpower, but it's miserable. It's absolutely miserable. Just be smart about what you're trying to do instead. Be smart about what you're really trying to achieve emotionally. You probably heard the saying, nothing tastes as good as feeling good, right? Well, in that same sort of sense, it's like when you can understand what you're really trying to feel, that itself was way better to achieve that than any of the external things you think are gonna make you happy. So this is what I have for you today. This is pretty advanced stuff. I hope you take this, watch this a few times if you need, and really understand this. And feel free to ask me some questions below, or if you're watching this within one of my programs, send me a message. I always love to hear from you guys. And wishing you all the best. Talk to you later.